President Biden appeared in Virginia yesterday, delivering his first big economic speech of the year.
He touted Democrats' accomplishments and blasted Republicans over the debt ceiling. NBC's Susan McGinnis is live on Capitol Hill with the story. Susan, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Maureen and Dave. That's right. President Biden spending a lot of that speech really touting the accomplishments that he enjoyed as president, but also came out swinging against Republicans. And while he has not yet announced a campaign, he is sounding more and more like a presidential contender.
In his first major economic address of the year, President Biden touting his administration's accomplishments.
We're on the right track. Roads and bridges are being built. Factories are coming online. People are back to work.
Before union workers in Springfield, Virginia, just after new numbers showing better than expected economic growth, the president pointing to unemployment at its lowest in 50 years.
We've had the strongest years of job growth ever in American history.
But failing to mention steep layoffs at companies including IBM, Dow, Google, Amazon, and more. The president on the attack, drawing a stark contrast with Republicans' agenda.
They want to cut your Social Security and Medicare. No, this is the God's truth. It's almost unbelievable.
I'm going to do everything I can to make sure there's no cuts in Medicare or Social Security.
President Biden also accusing Republicans of threatening to push the economy into crisis by refusing to raise the debt ceiling.
When you run out of room to borrow funds, the first thing you do is you look at your spending habits. You don't say, give me more money to borrow.
I will not let anyone use the full faith and credit of the United States as a bargaining chip.
President Biden casting himself as a defender of the middle class and sounding more and more like a presidential candidate.
Now, President Biden is weighing a re-election bid. He hasn't made any announcements yet. If he is going to make a decision on that, we are expected to hear about it in the weeks following the State of the Union address. That's happening, Maureen and Dave, February 7th.
And Susan, this is something that's been coming up. The president accused Republicans of trying to raise gas prices. What was that about?
Yeah, that's right. This is referring to a GOP bill that would limit the president's ability to release oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Now, this is something President Biden did several times last summer, and Republicans coming out against that. He tapped it to take the edge off of gas prices. They say this was an action that he took for political reasons because it was an election year and that it should only be tapped for emergency reasons. And of course, Democrats and the president would argue it was an emergency and this bill was proposed for political reasons.
Interesting. All right, Susan McGinnis live for us at the Capitol. Thank you so much.